Shalom to you, our TJC2 family. I'm here in Augusta, Georgia, and I want to introduce to you André Villeneuve. He is a professor at Sacred Heart Major Seminary, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, in Michigan, near Detroit. And so, as you can tell by the name of the seminary, that André is Catholic, but he has an incredible heart for Israel, Jewish people, and Messianic Jews. So André and I just shared the teaching venue of this TJC2 symposium in Augusta, and I wanted to introduce you to André and allow him to share a few things about himself and what he thought about TJC2 in Augusta in our symposium. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll give it a whirl for a few minutes. So André, thank you for joining us, and welcome to the TJC2 For You newsletter.
Thanks, Marty. It's exciting to be here.
Yeah, so just tell us a little bit about your background. I understand you lived in Israel for 12 years, speak fluent Hebrew, and ended up teaching at a Catholic seminary. How did all that happen?
Yeah, it's a long story, but the nutshell version is that I grew up Catholic. I had my first major conversion living in Austria in an evangelical church, and soon after I went to Israel for the first time, and to me it was obvious as I came to belief in Jesus that Jesus was a Jew and that his people, the people of Israel, were still relevant in God's plan of salvation. So from there, I studied in Israel at a Messianic Jewish college. I lived there for 5 years at first. So I became a worship leader at a Messianic congregation in Tel Aviv. And then, long story short, I made my way back into the Catholic Church many years ago. And from there, went to study at Franciscan University in Steubenville, where I got my master's in theology. Then returned to Jerusalem to do my PhD in religious studies at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And from there, I started exploring the whole question, not just of Israel's place in God's plan of salvation, but the question of Christian Zionism, Messianic Judaism, and even Catholic Zionism. And from there, I started the organization called Catholics for Israel, which I think is well connected with the vision of TJC2.
Yeah, so when you told me your story earlier, you mentioned something about your connection with the Messianic Jewish world that actually triggered something in you to return to Catholicism. Did you say something like that?
I did say something like that. It was actually more of an encounter with Judaism itself. Wow, how to talk about this really briefly without making it a huge story. But yeah, I mean, I began to be drawn more to tradition by studying Judaism and by going to the synagogue, looking at the Jewish regard for tradition and for having deeper roots in the tradition of our faith, whether the Jewish or the Christian tradition, that eventually drew me back to the Catholic Church. Obviously, the reasons are a lot more complex and more, it would take a longer time to explain that. I did write my testimony, and it's online at Catholics for Israel, where I go into all the theological reasons.
So is that the website, Catholics for Israel?
CatholicsForIsrael.com, yeah.
.com.
Yeah.
So try André's website. Excuse me. I've been there, and it's super interesting. They've got tons of articles and some videos. And André, within the Catholic Church, I shouldn't just say André. This is Dr. André Villeneuve. And he's an academic, but also a former jazz musician. So he brings that to the table in his personality. And
still a jazz musician.
Yeah, still a jazz musician. Thank you. So I really would like to get you to know him a little better, but this is an introduction to André. He has been following TJC2 for a long time, and this is the first time has had the opportunity to actually partner within the boundary of TJC2 for this TJC2 symposium in Augusta, Georgia. Brian Cox, one of our ILC members, was supposed to come as well. We were going to be a trio in this teaching, but at the last minute, Brian couldn't make it. So André picked up a huge piece of this symposium, and it was absolutely perfect because the Alleluia community in Augusta, who hosted us, they actually have their largest component in the community is Catholic. And so André was actually the perfect, I think, choice of the Lord. And the circumstances, which we just may call circumstances, maybe haven't been providential from the Lord. So we miss Brian, but André was absolutely wonderful. So anyway, André, thank you so much for participating, and I hope you'll all pray for André Villeneuve as he maybe participates more and more in TJC2. I hope he does. I hope you'll pray for him in that direction, because André is a super valuable guy to TJC2, to the vision of TJC2, and he doesn't know how valuable he is yet, I think, but I can see it in terms of a future calling for André.
I'd like to just add, indeed, I've known about TJC2 for many years, and that was the first person who introduced me to TJC2 is the beloved Father Peter Hawken of blessed memory, and that was really in the late 90s, where I was a young student at the Israel College of the Bible in Jerusalem, and he came and told us about this strange new project called Towards Jerusalem Council 2, and immediately I was fascinated and really excited about this project. And then it kind of half fell off my radar for many years until just recently. I mean, I knew you guys still existed, but until recently when we got in contact, I was really excited to be able to play a part and definitely promote this mission, which I think is exactly what the church needs right now, meaning all branches of the church.
So André currently lives in the U.S., but he's lived around in different places, and he's originally Canadian. So please pray for André. Please pray for TJC2, and if should the Lord move you to make a contribution to TJC2 financially, please click the button below that says donation, and your donations help us spread the word of the vision of TJC2. Not just in the United States, but around the world. Thank you so much, and shalom to all of you. God bless you.